On my first day back to work, I encountered something bizarre. The police had mistaken a living person for a corpse. I patiently explained that this was called Lazarus syndrome, a phenomenon where someone appears dead but isn't. While the girl was out of danger, we still had a murder case to investigate. The 22-year-old victim had a 57-year-old boyfriend who showed zero reaction when he heard about her hospitalization. Instead, he chatted with Duck about the stock market. Even stranger, the girl's legal name was Penny, but she'd been using a fake identity with her boyfriend. I went to investigate Penny's place. Her landlord said she was a good girl who just became withdrawn after her boyfriend died. But this wasn't the old guy, it was Lucas, her first love who'd been murdered 2 years ago. The apartment was filled with memories of the two of them, and I was certain Penny's attack was connected to Lucas's death. I noticed Penny carried luxury handbags, but lived in a dump, and she was spending $2,500 a month renting billboard space. When I opened her closet, it all clicked. Penny had been hiding her identity to investigate the truth behind her boyfriend's death. Duck brought back the caseboard showing Lucas had died on the beach with rice grains in his hair and antifreeze residue in his nose. Everything pointed to the tennis club where Lucas had worked as an instructor. Penny had been dating wealthy men to gain access to the club for her investigation, and she'd been targeted because she was getting too close to the truth. We headed to the club, where the front desk insisted I put on a suit jacket to enter. The owner, Eddie, claimed he and his brother Brant had a great relationship but stayed tight-lipped about the case. The desk clerk revealed he'd been beaten up by a member the night before for trying to stop a drug deal. This member said Brant owed him money. Then the hospital called. Penny was awake. Penny hadn't seen her attacker clearly, but admitted she was trying to find her boyfriend's real killer. Her investigation had uncovered a conflict between Lucas and Brant. When we returned to the club, Eddie had already hidden his brother. I noticed a souvenir missing from the office shelf. Eddie said the items were from when the brothers toured the Mediterranean together. As we left his office, I spotted a woman at the club wearing the exact same necklace as Penny. Real diamonds reflect white light, fake ones create rainbow reflections. The woman identified herself as a city councilman's wife. She'd been having an affair with Brant that Lucas discovered, so she'd given Lucas the necklace as hush money. Lucas had then given it to Penny. I reanalyzed the case. When Lucas was found, his hair was dry and only his lower body was wet. Based on the time of death, the tide should have come in twice. If it was the primary crime scene, his whole body should have been soaked, so he'd been killed elsewhere and transported to the beach in a suitcase. After work, I went to Duck's to continue discussing the case. What could hit someone and leave rice grains behind? We ordered Chinese takeout and brainstormed all night without results. As I was leaving, the flickering hallway lights suddenly made it all clear. In the early 1900s, Pels invented snow globes using rice for snowflakes and antifreeze to prevent freezing. The snow globe was the murder weapon! Eddie's office was missing the Greek souvenir. I figured Lucas had finally had enough of Brant's behavior and went to report him. But Eddie, valuing brotherhood above all, killed him instead. Later, when Penny's investigation made Eddie nervous, he tried to silence her too. We got a search warrant and caught Eddie trying to flee. He's now facing 2 murder charges. After solving the case, Aunt May brought good news. Although my boyfriend Roman is still missing, there has been no progress so far. She tracked down the last person who'd seen him, a businessman with ties to both sides of the law. May had already located him and believed we'd have answers soon.